Raising boys to be men. Raising boys to be men 1. If you look at your average boy up until about 10 years old, on an emotional level they act more or less like girls. They talk, have fun, express themselves, etc. The only big difference is that they imitate tough guy males in movies and sports stars while girls try to be glamorous like pop star vamps and so-called supermodels, but boys in a junior high classroom generally express who they are freely. It's normal behavior. Then somewhere between junior high and high school, they turn into sullen loners. They give up their boyish friendships, discover their sexuality and realize they have to start acting like men in society, and most men are silent, tough, strong workaholics. Men have the same emotional capacity as women, but they're brought up to not show extremes of emotion because it means weakness. Non-emotional men are considered stable and strong. It's like do your work and shut up. Don't complain. Don't express your emotions. There is incredible pressure to succeed in the capitalist world. I felt the pressure to succeed so much that I went to a military college at 17 because I thought it would get me further ahead quicker in life, but I was lucky in a way. After 4 years of living in a Machiavellian cutthroat world based on rank, promotions, and badges for achievement, I made a quantum leap in my development as a human being. I realized that they were all a bunch of stupid fools buying into that closed system they were living in, where the name of game was to try to achieve as high rank as possible. Everything was measured by the number of bars you wore on your uniform. They even had peer assessments where your peers gave you numeric scores in 28 personality traits that figured into what rank you would achieve in the next semester, so you didn't even know if people were being nice to you because they sincerely liked you or were just sucking up to try to get good perks from you. I had a handful of true friends there, people who thought like I did, but the overwhelming majority were brainwashed clones buying into this artificial game in this artificial system. The problem is that our capitalist system is a macro version of life at this military college. It's the exact same thing, young men massively brainwashed to aspire to achieve success within the system to the point where their true natures get swallowed up as they take on artificial values and destroy their souls little by little, day by day. I was really lucky in the sense that after 4 years at the military college, I felt I had seen it all. Life was crystal clear to me. I didn't want to be part of any bureaucracy with a bunch of male clones anymore, all pretending to be nice guys while secretly plotting to get promoted to the top of the socio-economic status structure of the place. I am who I am. I'm allowed to express myself freely. I don't care what people think of me. If they think I'm gay because I'm creative, I don't care. I'm totally heterosexual, but I do things that seem gay to a lot of people since I get gays coming onto me here and there. I'm just being who I am, not caring about the duncy male stereotype. I became a kind of bohemian hippie, and that's what I am today. I'm not suggesting you raise your boys to be hippies, but I'm suggesting you raise them to be androgynous, to express both their male and female characteristics. Young men should be naturally vital, energetic, intense, ambitious, and optimistic. If a young guy doesn't feel like this, it could be because he feels he does not measure up to the male stereotype. The way to earn your self-respect every day is to identify what your true nature is, then release most of that natural energy every day. I did violent things against people who I felt wronged me, like owed me money as a young man, simply because I thought this is what men do based on all the movies and TV shows I watched until then, but then I was arrested and charged with assault. That's how I learned all that stuff about solving problems with violence on TV is sheer fantasy. In the real world, it doesn't matter how much of an asshole the other guy is, you're not allowed to hit him no matter what. Raising boys to be men too. The question is how much of you becomes an indoctrinated man versus how much of you follows his true nature, which is emotional, expressive, creative, and soft, as well as strong, tough, silent and vital. The strong silent male is a culturally indoctrinated image of a man. I like to talk about emotional things sometimes. I take care of my body the same way a girl is worried about her weight. I like to express myself. These are great things to do if it wasn't for the stigma attached to them that prevents most men from doing them. If you don't fit into the traditional male stereotype, the best thing to do is stay from one-dimensional boys, or either play along with them or just don't say much. I never used to talk much in the hockey locker room because it was all trash talk. I talked by being a good player on the ice. People kill themselves trying to prove they're masculine. A friend of mine dies speeding on his motorbike. I jumped off a 100-foot high bridge. It was a hard hit on my tailbone when I hit the water. Looking back, it was stupid, but I wanted to be a macho man as a young man. If you can get past the age of 25 without doing something really crazy to prove your masculinity, the pressure then goes onto you being a successful career man in your chosen field. Almost all middle-aged men look like overweight, pale nerds. That's not my definition of success. What happened to being strong and vital? Watch the news and interview TV shows. They all got that paunchy middle-aged look. Is that what you were born to be in the name of capitalist/career success? As a young guy, I lived in a macho culture. It was all about weak versus strong. If you did anything creative or traditionally feminine, you were called either gay, wimp, or both. It's just the way it is. Gays have full rights in Canada where I live, but if you're called gay in a group of normal boys, that's a negative, demeaning insult. If you act soft, creative, or feminine, you're considered weak and an easy mark for bullying, insults, robbery, etc. Most men get caught up in this great mass media lie about being tough and aggressive as in so-called action movies, but they don't tell you that in real life you go to jail if you beat other people up or shoot them. Why are there so many more murders, domestic violence, and violent crimes in the United States than anywhere else? I believe it's caused by two things: men using violence on TV to solve their problems, and the frustration many men experience as a result of being loners brainwashed to match the standard of American dream success. Barely none of us reach it. How can you compete with a news story about some professional athlete making $100 million, some movie star making $10 million a film, or some .com kid making $1 billion? This stuff is all over the media. Men measure themselves by it, feel angry that they don't measure up, then get angry and either lash out or live quiet lives of desperation. Talk to your boy in a real way. Tell him about the media marketing machine that's brainwashing him to dedicate his life to blind ambition in the pursuit of status and money over following who he really is in his true nature. You have to stay connected to your boy in a real way all through high school to help him not fall prey to society's one-dimensional definition of a man. Just talk to him. Help him try to discover who he really is and how he can earn a living from it. How do you raise boys to be real men? Teach them to focus on doing whatever they do for the experience in the moment, not to compete to win some illusory prize. I played for a championship football team. When we won the big championship for the year, I didn't feel any different than the previous year when we lost. You're supposed to enjoy the expenditure of your natural energy for those few hours and feel good for doing it at the end of it. Who cares about the score except for a brainwashed citizenry? Teach your boys to express themselves freely, to do what they really want, and to not allow themselves to get brainwashed by society's paradigms of success. Try to take them around to meet artists, liberal arts professors, museum curators, activists, musicians, and other men living free, inspired lives, not afraid to be who they are, so that they're just not exposed to one-dimensional workaholics all the time. Explain mass media indoctrination to them. Don't promote watching sports on TV or so-called action movies to them. Tell them to actually do things rather than watch fake stuff on a screen. Don't buy them violent video games. When your boys are young, try to get them to befriend a couple of girls, like get them to join some co-ed club like swimming, gymnastics, mixed soccer, the school band, or something like that. You don't want them to grow up in an all-male culture, which is what minor league sports is all about. The big test of a successful life, as far as I'm concerned, is how much do you become the person you were naturally born to be versus how brainwashed you get by the artificial values of the world. What about all the boys not born with athletic prowess? They still want to be macho men. They're too ashamed to try other more creative endeavors for fear that they'll look wimpy. You must release your natural energy if you want to live a full life. Your boys are still weak when they're young. I didn't really get strong until I discovered my true identity at about 28. You have to keep connecting to them such that they don't fall prey to trying to make it in society's brainwashed world of ambition so much that they're constantly depressed because they don't measure up. Things aren't happening fast enough for them. They don't realize it's about their own standard, not some standard some capitalist knucklehead created about what it means to be happy and successful. This mindset destroys more lives to depression, addictions, and degenerative diseases caused by stress than anything else I can think of. Everything I just said applies double for blacks and Hispanics because the image of the strong male is much more powerful in their cultures. In white culture, a fat middle-aged guy wearing a suit can still be a symbol of success. Just look through Forbes magazine. For blacks, the role models are professional athletes and rap stars. For Latinos, it's all about low riders, tats and machismo. Get your boy a pet that he can show affection to. Talk to him in a real way once a month. Try for small, real talks as opposed to big lectures. Don't be a fan of professional sports or so-called action movies. Spend the time with your family. Love your child enough to help him discover his true identity, not just to try to make it in a capitalist world. How many doctors and lawyers are there who would rather run a bike repair shop or be a radio DJ, but they got brainwashed by always being told to be a doctor or lawyer? Try hashtag 305.235 or HQ799 at the library. Raising Boys websites. Try hashtag 305.235 or HQ799 at the library. aacap.org/publications. aafp.org. boyhoodstudies.com. childrennow.org. pridesurveys.com, Parents Resource Institute for Drug Education. safeouth.org. stenhouse.com/pdfs/8147fm.pdf, Boys, Literacy, and Learning. preteenagers.today.com/resources/articles/boybasics.htm. pbs.org/parents/raising-boys, Parents' Guide to Understanding and Raising Boys. pbs.org/parents/raising-boys/school.html. pbs.org/parents/raising-boys/masculinity.html, Boys, the Search for Masculinity. ctclearinghouse.org/topics/customer-files/raise-boys-not-macho-men-062105.pdf, Raising Respectable Boys, Not Macho Men. pbs.org/parents/raising-boys/aggressizion.html, Active or Aggressive Boys.